welcome to the Badass Breastfeeding Podcast. This is Dianne, your lactation consultant.
And I'm Abby, the Badass Breastfeeder. And today's episode is brought to you by Simple Wishes. Welcome, Simple Wishes.
Welcome.
The Simple Wishes Stages bra is truly revolutionary. It transforms from an everyday wire-free regular bra to a nursing bra and back again. Like magic. We will hear more from our sponsor later, but you can head to badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com and check out our sponsor page. If you ever need anything, see if you can give them any of your business because they make this podcast possible. And while you're there, scroll down, enter your email address, and we will send episodes straight to your inbox every week. And we are on Patreon, and we would love to see you over there having lots of fun with us with our original content and our Zoom hangouts and all of the fun things that we're doing over there. And that is a nice way to also support the podcast. And also when you sign up, we will send you a little goodie bag. And speaking of goodie bags, we are still hosting our ongoing giveaway for reviews left around the internet or shares onto your, social media to people. So you can take a screenshot of your review or of your share or somehow that you shared the podcast, because that's all we're really looking for. Mm-hmm. And send the screenshot to badassbreastfeedingpodcast@gmail.com along with your address, and we will send you a little goodie bag. And the goodie bag has thank you for nursing in public cards, podcast stickers, and it's really fun.
It is fun.
Now Dianne has our review of the week.
I do have our review of the week. And of course, I came off the page and there it is. I'm a student doula and I'm using this podcast to supplement my lactation education. And it's so nice to be able to just put it on anytime I have downtime and always learn something new. We love doulas.
That's really cool.
Doulas. Yeah, it is. And it's a great idea too, to be able to just like learn more for your clients, right? Because you're as doulas, that's who the client's going to go to is their doula.
Yep.
So that is really great that she is taking the time to learn more about the breastfeeding so that she can, help her clients more. It's fantastic doula work.
It really is. That's very cool. And anybody who's just open to more information is nice. Because, some people aren't really open to new information. I mean, like nobody here, obviously, but just like out in the world.
Yeah.
Like my mom, she'll be like, like people, you get older and it's just like, I've had an open mind long enough. I've changed my perspective long enough. I'm tired of doing it, I guess. But, I'll say something about, I don't know, whatever, anything, but particularly maybe breastfeeding or parenting or whatever. And she's like, well, I did this and that. And I'm like, and my doctor told me this. And I'm like, I was a baby in the 70s. Like, that was a really long time ago, Mom. Like, they're not talking about that anymore. Or they've, like, totally disproven it.
Exactly.
But, some people are just like, no, I know what I know. And that's the ultimate truth. Yeah,
and that's where we get into trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For sure. Those things are changing all the time. You got to keep up.
It's true. You got to keep up.
Mm-hmm. You got to keep up. So today, do you want to do that?
Let's talk about Danny. Danny sent us an email, our friend Danny. And she was listening to an episode of we recently had a replay of it was a replay recently, the replay of like the sleeping, something about sleep.
Oh, okay.
And she just wanted to send a message to everybody. And she said, I would love for you guys to remind listeners that, especially if they're on WIC, that's literally the peer counselor's job. The peer counselor usually has a phone and which the client can text them and ask them any of these so-called silly questions. And we're going to be there ready to reply with our answer. We want to hear from our clients. I know, especially in Indiana, it kind of looks better for me if clients are actually reaching out to me. I'm just reaching out to them constantly. So it'll be really cool if you guys could just pass this message on to your listeners. Remember, your peer counselor's here and she wants to help you. So that's a really nice message, a reminder that there are peer counselors out in the world.
There are. And there's if you're part of like La Leche League, if you're a peer counselor, if you're, if you know any of those people you're breastfeeding, they are there to help you.
Yes.
They want to help you. That's their job.
Right. That's why their phone number is on the website or on the whatever. And that's what I did when I was having problems with Jack. The thing that changed everything for me was I just picked up the phone and I called Allison Velasco. She's here in Chicago. I'm still friends with her on Facebook. And she was just like, I didn't even have to see her. Now I'm sure that if I explained something to her where she was like, I need to see what's going on, then I would have met with her. But what I was talking about was just my issue with formula feeding. Like I didn't want to use formula, but I had gotten on it from the hospital and didn't really know where to go from there. And so she just like talked me through it. And it was just insane how much that just really changed everything.
Yeah, that can really make a huge difference. That's why they're called like peer counselors, because they're your peers, right? Yeah. They've been through it. They know what you're going through and they can really help you.
Yeah. If you're in Chicago, call Allison Velasco. I think she's still, I guess I should say Jack's 14 now. But I would assume, I don't know. I would assume she's still, she's a lactation consultant. So, yeah. So cool. So yeah, today we're going to do trivia.
We're doing more trivia.
Super fun.
We did it it was a couple months ago now. A few weeks ago. A couple of months ago we did trivia and we still have more trivia questions. And we got this trivia because Abby's on the cards. She's on the trivia cards.
Yeah, so a million years ago, somebody put these together and I had a stack, so separated them between me and Diane. And yeah, it's fun. They're fun.
They are fun. So we should do them. We're going to do them back and forth.
We are. I'll start.
Okay.
Here we go. If you hear clicking sounds, that could mean that your child is not latched properly. It can also mean that your child has, here's multiple choice, emptied the breast, failure to thrive, tongue or lip tie, or fallen asleep.
I'm going to go with tongue or lip tie.
That is the answer, and I'll read the little description here. It says, the condition is present at birth. A short, tight bond of tissue tethers the tongue's tip to the floor of the mouth. It can affect how a child eats and speaks and can interfere with breastfeeding. Symptoms include difficulty sticking out the tongue past the lower front teeth or lifting it to the upper teeth. Though many people have no symptoms, the condition often reverses itself. If not, it can be treated with surgery. Okay, sorry. The font is so tiny.
It is really tiny, yeah.
Okay. So what do you think about that, lactation consultant Diane?
I think that's pretty correct. The thing about tongue ties that I want everybody to know is like it can be there, but if your baby has full mobility of their tongue, then we don't even call it a tongue tie. Mm. So it's a tongue tie if the mobility of the tongue is restricted. That's what I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
If it looks like some people could go, oh, look, he's got a tongue tie. You can't tell by a picture if there's a tongue tie because you can't tell the full mobility of the baby's tongue. So it is really hard to determine that just by looking at a picture.
Yeah.
So it's important that somebody actually assess the situation and see if there's full mobility or not. the baby's feeding fine, a lot of times they say don't do anything about it. If the baby is feeding fine, everything's going fine, there's no issues, gaining well, no pain for the parent, everything is going well, everything is fine, then they say then it's fine. But again, it's totally up to the parent. So
yeah, because sometimes it can look like, oh wow, that's a tongue tie, and then people will have the surgery to cut it. What's it called again? I can't remember.
Frenectomy.
Yeah, some people will have that procedure, and it just might not be necessary, even if it looks like a tongue tie. You just want to make sure you see somebody to make sure that it's actually necessary to have the surgery.
Yeah, so definitely talk to somebody first about it. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Why do breastfed babies become better eaters as toddlers? And this is a multiple choice as well. A, breastfed babies eat less and are therefore hungrier. B, the food you eat flavors your milk, exposing babies to new tastes. C, breastfed babies are just more chill and open to new experiences. And D, all of the above.
I would say B.
Yes, B. The food you eat flavors your milk, exposing baby to new tastes. And there is no other explanation under there for that.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that's a cool story, but Jack breastfed forever, and he's the pickiest eater in the world.
Yeah, one of my kids was pretty picky too.
Yeah, that might be more. It's just more of a, I don't know, more than just one kind of source, I guess.
Yeah. And it's, again, one of those things where it's like, it doesn't mean every single baby is going to be the best eater on the planet either. Right. And they were like, because my son Brandon, he was a picky eater. He's way better now. So Jack will probably grow out of it.
Yeah, Jack is way better now too. Even just in the past couple of years or year or so.
He was really bad for a while there, my Brandon. But he was fine like for the first couple years. Like when we first introduced solids, he would eat everything. And then went to really picky.
Yeah, but that's also how it went for Jack too.
Yeah, but Brandon has sensory issues. So
does Jack.
So it was like he was very, very particular about what he
that's what I mean. Like there's like other factors that can come into play there.
Yeah.
That also affect that particular thing.
Yeah. Yeah. But he was, I mean, he ate like 3 things and he was still healthy as anything. So, I mean.
Yeah. I mean, if you're wondering if you can live off of noodles, yeah, I'll tell you, you can.
You can, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
In many parts of the world, breastfeeding is a major form of contraception. True or false?
That is true.
Yes, and it says, in many parts of the world where other forms of contraception are not available, the late return of the menstrual cycle that often occurs in mothers who are exclusively breastfeeding provides a natural spacing of children.
Yes.
And I guess
but it has to be very specific.
Yes. Yes. There are, specific. You don't want to guarantee, you don't want to put all your
eggs in that basket.
You don't want to rely on that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's very specific to the point where it's like, if you are exclusively breastfeeding through the night, no bottles, no pacifiers, and your period hasn't come back and your baby is less than 6 months old. So, and it's like the baby has to be eating like 8 times a day or something like that. So it's pretty specific, but it's like 99% effective. So it's a very effective form of birth control, but this is how people all around the world like space their babies. Not here in the States, because we have access to birth control here as of right now. Who knows if that will change?
And we don't really exclusively breastfeed. We've got all kinds of things going on.
Yeah. But we also have, we have to go back to work and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So in places around the world where they have longer maternity leaves, or they are just do more exclusive breastfeeding on demand, then they can go by this. But we know too, because we have people all the time that say, I haven't had my period back. I haven't got my period back. Like, we know that it delays your period.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, but we always say, just don't count on that, because at any point in time, especially after 6 months, when the baby's on solids and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then at any point in time, your period can come back and you could just get pregnant that easily.
Well, and you can ovulate first, right? So people might even be like, well, I haven't started my period yet, and then end up pregnant.
Right. Yeah,
because maybe they ovulated first, and yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You ovulate and then get pregnant and then never even have a period. All of a sudden, you're just pregnant. It's like, woohoo.
That's nice. And then do it again, and then never have a period.
Oh, man. So, all right, is it my turn? It's my turn, right? I think it's mine. Okay. Breastfed babies have a reduced risk of allergies, ear infections, diarrhea, or all of the above.
Oh, well, I was going to say ear infections, but maybe all of the above?
It is all of the above.
What was the first one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Allergies.
Oh, allergies. Okay.
Yeah, allergies. Ear infections and diarrhea. Yeah. There's lots of things that breastfed babies have a reduced risk of. Cancer, asthma.
Oh, yeah. All there. Mm-hmm.
All sorts of stuff.
And for the breastfeeder as well.
Oh, yeah, for the breastfeeder as well.
Well, we should do a whole episode on that.
I know, we really should. You want to take a break before we go
on? Sure. Yeah, we'll be right back.
The next one is yours. Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by Simple Wishes. Simple Wishes is a small business in California, woman and badass breastfeeder owned. Listen, everyone, Dianne and I have had a chance to preview their bra and tank from the new Seamless collection. I have to say, it's truly revolutionary. The Simple Wishes Stages bra transforms from an everyday wire-free regular bra to a nursing bra and then back again. This is truly a unique design that is genuinely better for your wallet and the planet. My dresser is a graveyard of abandoned nursing bras, shelf bras, basically every bra off the Target rack, which I love to buy and hate. That's my favorite thing to do. Buy a bra from Target and hate it. I am just so over all of these bras that are uncomfortable, unsupportive, last a year at best. That's why I'm so impressed with this patent-protected design. It's one bra that transitions with you through every stage. Simple Wishes has invested almost 2 years in developing this bra to bring it to you. The new tariffs they need to pay have thrown them for a loop, to say the least, but the bra is here. And Joy, the owner, along with her sister, remain committed to offering high-quality garments at an affordable price. That's pretty cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
You can check out the entire line at simplewishes.com. And listen up. You're going to use code BADASS for 50% off of your order.
Oh, there's a discount.
There's a discount right there. BADASS. 50%. Check out simplewishes.com and have a blast on that website, because, yeah, 50%. Pretty good. And we have sampled, Dianne and I have sampled a ton of stuff from Simple Wishes. And it is, first of all, like, I've never felt anything as soft as these things with this, I don't know, newfangled material they're using to make things soft. And they're really good quality.
Mm-hmm.
And
so cute. They're just so cute.
Really cute. Yes. And really, really nice stuff. So check it out. And you can head to BadassBreastfeedingPodcast.com to check out our sponsor page if you need anything. You can also Find the Simple Wishes direct link and the promo code in the show notes under this episode, wherever you're listening from. Also, over at badassbreastfeedingpodcast.com, you'll find all of our other episodes, our favorite resources, and information about scheduling your very own one-on-one online lactation consultation with Dianne.
With me.
All right, it's my turn.
It's your turn.
Sorry, y'all. I'm sick, so
Abby's got a cold.
You can hear me struggling here. All right. According to the World Health Organization, what's the let me know if I asked any of these before, but I don't think I did.
It doesn't sound familiar.
What's the minimum amount of time to breastfeed for baby's optimal growth, development, and health? 2 months, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years?
I am going to go with 2 years.
That is right. The World Health Organization, yes, the World Health Organization, who we should all be listening to, states that babies should be breastfed for at least 2 years, which is the average age for the immune system's maturation. And now, go ahead.
I was going to say, and now we are aligned here in the United States. The American Academy of Pediatrics now says 2 years because we are aligning with the World Health Organization.
Because we know they're right.
We know they're right. So 2 years. I mean, you're doing, obviously, that doesn't mean don't start solids for 2 years. You're starting your solids at 6 months and still breastfeeding. So, I mean, you could be breastfeeding once or twice a day at 2 years. You could be breastfeeding 8 times a day at 2 years. It just depends on where your relationship goes. But 2 years is kind of where they're saying you should be. But the average weaning age around the world is anywhere from like 2 to 7. So
yeah,
we don't get even close to that here in the United States.
No. Yeah, we've got we say you should breastfeed for 2 years, but we don't provide any way of actually like making that happen.
No, it's kind of a joke. Go back to work, but breastfeed. Yeah.
Anyway.
But that's what should happen. And that is, like they said, for immune health, which is pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And that is also should tell people, I keep going on about this, but
no,
when people say to you, oh, if you're still breastfeeding after 6 months, or if you're still breastfeeding after a year, it doesn't really mean anything anymore, and blah, blah, blah. That's so untrue. That is so untrue.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
You get so many benefits from breast milk after a year that it doesn't even, you can't even count it all. There's so many benefits to it. And people still will say, it's just water after a year. It's really not counted for anything after a year.
Yeah, you can still hear. Yeah, you'll still hear doctors say this, even when the American Academy of Pediatrics has now said to breastfeed for at least 2 years.
Yeah.
And they'll still be like, well, no, it doesn't have enough of this, or it doesn't have enough of that, or it's just water, or
yeah.
It
loses its nutrients.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't. It's fine. We have episodes about that, like breastfeeding after a year and stuff like that too, if you want to hear all the things that come after breastfeeding after a year. But it is totally good for your baby and for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides protecting your child against disease, what is another advantage of breastfeeding? Breast milk is easier to digest than formula. Breast milk strengthens the immune system. Breast milk reduces financial burdens, or all of the above.
Oh, I'm going to say all of the above.
Yep, it's all of the above. It does all of those cool things.
Yay.
And the other thing that it does that I tell that I talk about during my classes, when I do classes, is the environmental footprint that goes along with it too, because there's a lot less waste when it comes to breastfeeding than there is with formula feeding. And if that's something that is important to you, then you can feel comfortable and good about doing your part for the environment when you're breastfeeding, because there's a lot less waste that goes into that. So that is another little benefit that nobody ever talks about.
That's what we did an episode on that, didn't we?
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah.
We talked about that in one episode. I can't even remember what it was called. It was something about, it was like around, I don't remember. It was something about like all the environmental stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah. And it was really, I remember it being really shocking, the amount of resources and waste that the formula companies were making.
Yeah, the numbers are really high. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, hey, here's one about formula. I mean, you know how we feel about formula. I'm not going to sit here and, again, with the defending formula or whatever. I used it. Formula-fed babies feed less often because their bodies don't digest formula well. True or false?
That is true.
Yes. And that's all. There's no explanation or anything. It's just harder for their bodies to digest.
Yep, just harder for their bodies to digest. It's not natural. So it's harder for their bodies to digest, so they stay fuller longer, which some people think is a benefit, but it actually is not necessarily a benefit. They stay fuller longer because it's harder for them to digest.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Your turn.
What percentage of first-time mothers report they had problems breastfeeding 3 days after giving birth? Well, this is a hard one. Less than 10%. Breastfeeding is natural, therefore comes pretty easy for most. Around 50%. Right, exactly. Around 50%, breastfeeding is difficult and support is important. 92%, breastfeeding is difficult for most mothers and perseverance is extremely important, or none of the above.
I don't, 50%? It's 50 or 92?
It's 92.
Oh,
Researchers,
God.
and this is what it says, researchers from the University of California, Davis and Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center found 92% of first-time mothers reported at least one breastfeeding concern 3 days after birth. The top concerns included infant feeding, such as babies not latching on properly, 52%, breastfeeding pain, 44%, and milk quality or quantity, 40%. Yeah, this writing is really small. So that is... Yeah, that's a hard one. That was a hard one. But yeah, I would say 92%. Because it is, I mean, and I said this just this week to a family that I saw. I'm like, you'd think it was natural, right? Like you'd think it was just the feeding piece of it would just be natural. But it's just not.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's something it is natural that you have to learn.
It's just, yeah, right. It's natural. So is sleep. Babies are all wackadoo about that.
I know. And it's a natural thing that you have to learn how to do. And it's very intensified when you know you got to keep this baby alive. You just want them fed and happy.
Yeah.
And when that's not working, it becomes a very frustrating piece of the puzzle.
Yep. All right. What do you call the mature milk, which has high levels of fat that promotes weight gain and comes at the end of the feeding? Is it A, colostrum, B, transitional milk, C, foremilk, or D, hindmilk?
That would be D, hindmilk.
That's right. The milk obtained in the latter part of one session of breastfeeding or pumping, which contains more fat than the milk at the start of the session, which is called foremilk. And I know there's a lot of confusion around foremilk and hindmilk.
Yeah, we should do an episode on that.
Yeah. Have we not ever done it? I feel like we have.
No, we haven't.
Okay. But people have this idea, some people have this idea that it's just like useless water at the beginning. And like, then suddenly at some point it transitions to the good milk when it's not really
It's not how it goes.
It's not really black and white like that.
Yeah, no, it's really not.
Your breast milk is good. All of it.
All of it is good and serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
In the first 24 hours of life, a breastfed baby takes how much milk? A, 7 to 14 mLs, which is about 1.5 to 3 teaspoons of milk. 1 to 5 mLs, about 1 teaspoon of milk. Or 20 to 30 mLs, 4 to 6 teaspoons of milk.
Is it like 1 teaspoon? Well,
Yeah.
what were they? I don't know what they. I can't. What are they? It's not the last one.
It's not the last one, no. So 7 to 14 mLs, 1.5 to 3 teaspoons, or 1 to 5 mLs, 1 teaspoon.
It's not 1 teaspoon, or is it 1 to?
No, it's answer A.
Oh,
which
it's the first one. Okay.
7 to 14 mLs. So
I'm
at
just,
birth,
go ahead.
the little explanation here, answer A. At birth, your baby's stomach is the size of a cherry, and it can only hold 0.1 to 0.2 ounces, 7 to 10 mLs of milk. This is the reason you must constantly feed your newborn. The stomach grows very quickly each day, and by day 3, the stomach is the size of a walnut and can hold 0.8 to 1 ounces. 22 to 27 mLs.
Sorry.
Oh, is that what you were thinking?
That's what I was doing in my head, was like trying to picture, they have those memes out there that are like your baby's stomach on their first day of life, and it's some type of food, like
it's always a food.
It's always a food. And then a walnut, and then so I was trying to picture how many teaspoons could fit into a cherry.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Not many. Yeah.
No.
So it's very small. Babies' stomachs are very small when they're first born, and they really can't hold much volume, which is why you're feeding them all the time. And the milk digests really easily for them. So that's why, like, a lot of times parents are like, oh my God, why is the baby eating so much? They must not be getting anything. And it's like, no, their stomach is just really small and can't hold much volume.
Well, and this is part of that conversation with the formula, is that your milk is made to be easily digested for a reason, so that your baby is frequently eating, so that your baby is only sleeping in these really shallow stages of sleep. And when they get overly full and their body is just sort of like so tired that they're sleeping, and then they're sleeping longer and they're sleeping deeper than they should, which is why formula is a SIDS risk.
Mm-hmm.
Increases the risk of SIDS. And again, I don't feel like, we already got this review that we're judgmental and all of this. Like, this is science. Like, I'm talking about things that we know scientifically about formula. And again, I used it, and I support anybody who uses it. And there is a way to feed your baby formula without overfeeding them. It's just easier because it comes out of a bottle, and we know that bottle feeding, it's easier to overfeed when you're bottle feeding.
Yeah.
But these are just things to know. And it's so interesting. I don't know how people cannot be like fascinated by it.
I know.
Like, wow, my baby's actually supposed to be like waking all the time, which is so annoying. We just want sleep when we just want them to sleep. But they're like, they're waking frequently for a reason. And they're biologically designed, and your milk is designed to make that happen.
Mm-hmm. All right, we have time for one more, I think.
All right. Is it my turn or your turn?
It's your turn.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do this one. It's normal for breastfeeding to hurt the first month after birth. True or false?
That is false.
The answer is false. Pain is a signal of a problem. For example, an improper latch. And I know we talk a lot about this. The pain is not normal. You do not have to just deal with it and just live with it.
No. Absolutely not. Do not take that as any kind of answer when somebody tells you, oh yeah, you're breastfeeding, you're going to have pain. No.
No.
Not the right answer. It's false.
Wrong.
Just say that to them. False.
False. So last time we did the little breastfeeding, never have I ever kind of thing. But we already did it. So
yeah, we already did that. So that's it. So I still have more cards.
So do I. I still have more cards. So we'll have another episode in a while.
Another episode, yeah.
Fun trivia.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.